Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nick the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. Marianne, what's going on, baby? First things first, hopefully everybody had a blessed and productive Tuesday. Hopefully everybody was able to get through the workday. Healing prayers to those who need it, especially those who might be in the hospital right now. And also healing prayers to those who might have lost family members recently. We are serious about what we say about just making sure that the people are good on all cylinders. Juice, what's going on, baby? Appreciate everybody that tuned in this morning for the live stream. Definitely was a good talking and conversation. Shouts to Craig for popping up on the panel. And if you missed it, you can catch the replay. We building, what's going on, my guy? Title clears day. This is the part two, but I'm gonna try to keep it not so much short and simple, but I think I'm gonna try to add something to the mix of it. Um, Seeing a few things that just didn't make no sense today, and again, there's questions that should be asked. A lot of people have to start asking themselves, where do they see themselves? How far do they see themselves going? And what routes or what measures are they willing to take to try to get to their perceived destination? There are some people I feel that honestly, if you're smart enough to, deal with computers, deal with internet tech, so on and so forth, even if you're just knowledgeable on what you're doing as far as marketing, you should get into internet marketing. You know, if you feel like that's what you want to do, you want to work from home, prime example. That's probably a good start right there. Ryder, what's going on, my guy? You get into the internet marketing field and, you know, you can market basically anything, especially if it's something that you created, that gets out there. It does start to build to something. Well, like I said, get into stocks and bonds and trading because that's definitely a road to prosperity if that's where you're trying to go. You're gonna have your ups and downs in the market, yeah, but you're gonna have those days when you might have one specific stock that's going through the roof. That could be your time to sell it. Again, prosperity will lead you to the most pleasant part of your life because you feel like you've done something. You've done something that was constructive, you've done something that was lucrative, and now you're able to, bear the fruits of labor, basically. I really feel also that, again, some people should try to get into, you know, if not being a life coach, being a motivational speaker of some sort. Working with kids because that's something we need to do now. We need to start working with the kids and start working with the teens in the communities. You know, got to start listening to reason. Like we have to figure out what's our next course, what's our next step, and then we just build from there. If you're trying to get to a road of prosperity, your road of prosperity shouldn't lead you to jail neither. Lead you down a road of stupidity because I'm going to say it like this: there's nothing fun and there's nothing interesting or lucrative about scamming. You might think it's lucrative because you're getting a quick come up, but in the long run, you're gonna end up getting caught. And when you get caught, you ain't gonna be looking at no little slap on the wrist. No, you're gonna get that jail time. Because in the long run, guess what? You're committing a federal offense. You're digging into somebody's identity to try to get any little nook and cranny that you could get. That's the road of stupidity right there. You being stupid and going down that road and thinking that at some point you're not going to get wrapped up. And guess what? When you do get wrapped up, you're going to have to pay most of that restitution back one way or another. It's time for y'all, if you want to think lucrative, think smart, think intelligent. You know, you have so much to give and so much to offer if you just use your brain. I don't think that's the worst thing to do. It's actually the smartest thing to do. You know, put your minds together for something better. Seen some people go down the road and it's a stupid road. And I see a lot of the youngins are following that road, but it's also leading to their deaths. Um, I would advise some of you youth to stop, and I repeat, these are for the ones that like to rap. Stop putting dead people in your tracks. Stop talking about dead people. Just leave them out the mix. There's no need to be talking about somebody that you know is not here to defend themselves. And I've always felt this way too. If you didn't say a majority of that stuff when they was here, don't wait till they're gone to want to start saying and disrespect. It's just that simple. See, that's a stupid road to go down because in the long run, you're gonna get that karma that you don't want. You forget when you speak about people, you speak ill about them, even talking about I'm smoking them, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You're setting yourself up for that kill. Every word that you spew out your mouth on that track, or every word that you spew out and is going toward the dead person, guess what? It's coming back. Why it's coming back? Because again, you got people that really ride out for these people. They ain't gonna be doing a bunch of internet talking, wolfing, none of that. They just gonna do what they gonna do. See, there's a code. Like they say, gangsters move in silence. Real gangsters are gonna move in silence. The real ones who are riding for those people, oh trust me, they will start riding down on people if they have to. But again, that's a stupid road. If you already on the road to prosperity, you already, you know, in the limelight basically, and you starting to make a name for yourself. Don't be stupid by putting yourself out there in that street action. That right there will set you up for the ultimate kill. And if you notice, you know, sorry to say, rappers are dying at a quicker pace than anybody else. But see, I can remember a time it wasn't no rappers really getting killed. You had the small handful, you know, but not as bad as it is now. You know, and it's sad because a lot of these ones that are dying, most of them was tied into something that they shouldn't even need to be tied in. Some people lost their lives because the minute they decide to spew out or say something about somebody who was dead, this is what ended up happening. Before you look at it, that person then died. You know, and this is a sad road that's going on and on, and this is a sad situation that's continuously building. You shouldn't be building that way. You need to try to decease that. You know, again, you got ways to make things work. You don't necessarily have to jump out of a window to do so. You just gotta be strong in what you're doing and strong in what you're creating. You know, and I've always felt this way, man. Listen, you got multiple options the minute you get up and open your eyes and see what's going on. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, some of y'all gonna have to get down to a prosperity road where you'll definitely be doing something good for the people. I would advise some of y'all that feel y'all want to change the laws or you want to change the things that's going on, especially in Congress or in politics or whatever, to try to build. My bad, y'all. Done did something stupid and muted my mic again. My bad. But again, I would advise y'all to. I would advise y'all to get into that type of field right there. Sorry about that. I did it again. But get into that. Get into that. You can possibly be the face of change. You know, there's nothing wrong with trying to elevate yourself. And again, exceed your highest potentials. You want to be a college professor. I believe some of y'all should go down that road. I mean, because you could teach something, especially if it's actual knowledge that we haven't been brought. And I believe it's just something to think about, though. Um, my bad, y'all. No, but definitely just think about that. Um, we need more strong politicians. We need actual people that's actually going to fight. Again, go down that road that's necessary. Because again, you could be the beneficial change one way or another. You definitely want to, give the knowledge out. You want to be a teacher. You want to be anything along those lines. As long as you stick into what you got to stick to and you keep it the way you keep it, you should be able to go far. You know, I believe some of y'all should actually get out there and do some community work. You know, get out there and try to change what you could change. Even if it starts with a protest. I think that is the most important thing to remember. You will definitely get far if you just don't quit. Again, it shouldn't be you taking penitentiary chances because that's stupid. I'm sorry, but that is. That was one thing I used to hear some of the old folks say. You get caught, you go to jail. That's stupidity on your end because you didn't have to do whatever you thought you had to do. You could have just applied yourself and definitely did something. So again, that's the best possible way to try to be on the up and up. Sometimes you might have to get some advice from people because The advice might actually help you. But, again, we shouldn't have to worry about these type of, you know, shouldn't have to worry about some of that at all, honestly. Um, shouldn't have to worry about any type of division when it comes to trying to create and build. Um, when we sit back and allow the enemies and our real enemies to just distract us from the necessary building and the growth, we taking the risk and we taking the hit. And again, I've always felt definitely have, we definitely can shine and be better people. Again, it's about inspiring. What better way to inspire than just to, what better way to inspire than just, show the people a good blueprint, you know, basically just, like for some of y'all that love to work with kids, wrap them up like how these summer camps do, because again, it's not about just getting paid. It's about actually just giving knowledge where it's needed, and brightening the spirits and also just inspiring the minds that's coming behind us. Again, we need to start showing blueprints for the future because we're not going to be here forever. But while we are here, we should be trying to, create the best possible option. For those again who are internet tech savvy, get into internet marketing. You know, get into any type of online businesses because they can be lucrative and they can also open up better options and better doors for you. You might want to expand. If you're thinking about expanding, you can do that. Again, starts off with small, careful planning, and then from there, you can make something go global. But if you don't take that, investment on yourself, if you don't actually try to get out there and make something work, if you ain't even trying to get up and do something, period, you basically traveling down the road of stupidity. And that's just in my opinion, because again, we all are here for a creative reason. Why not create what we can? You'll have people that'll sit there and say, well, you ain't creating nothing. You ain't really doing nothing. Yes, you are. You're creating something, even if it's just by wishing it into existence. You're creating. You're thinking about your next possible steps and making sure that they're careful, calculated steps because, again, you don't want to drop the ball. You know, yes, you're going to go through some failures in life again, but it's all about just learning from those mistakes and just putting the best in it. Phil, what's going on, my guy? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. But you gotta ask that question though. What's more important? You know, you know, just exponential growth, or are you gonna sit back and just fade into the clouds? You know, you want to leave a long lasting legacy, especially if it's something that you feel you good on. You know, But I think that's the best destination right there. Just getting to a road of glory, a road of happiness, and a road of prosperity. Um, and again, I'm gonna tell you, youngins, again, I think some of the music that you're doing, as far as just throwing dead people out there like that, it is costly. Because again, you're gonna have people who are not gonna take that line that. And again, why put yourself down a road of hurt and a road of pain because you just felt you wanted to say what you want to say about somebody? Y'all do have options to be better in life. Even if you are going to run down that road of music and so on and so forth, still got to be better. You know, you got to be able to create music without having to, make all of the, making all of the diss tracks. Again, there's more than one way to see life. You don't always got to see it on the violent aspect. You don't always got to see it on the I gotta bring you down aspect. Y'all got to start lifting each other up. And I think that's where we will get to a road of prosperity if we start lifting each other up again. Stupid, I already hear you, bro. I think that's the best way to do it, though. Uplift each other, give each other that good space, that good grace, and let's figure out where we could get things going. Again, the ball is in your court, and if you're not trying to shoot the ball, then you don't need to be on the court. I mean, it's just as clear as day. You definitely need to just focus on something greater. And that's the thing, though. There's some of y'all that are out there putting yourself at risk and taking stupid chances again. Um, Watched a video earlier where, like I said, that's another situation with young women. Um, Young women, I'm guessing, was trying to boost something from the store downtown Brooklyn, and one of the security guards is not having that. He grabbed not just her bag, but he grabbed the other girl that she was with bag and made sure they put all of the stone items back in that bag that he had. And they kindly, sent them on their way. But as they was leaving, those two words, F you, and ran like some kids. I'm like, this is something that we shouldn't be teaching. And this is something that's always getting put out there too. Seems like even when you watching something, you turn around, you catch something that you really shouldn't catch. Y'all out there taking penitentiary chances because you're trying to get a quick come up. You want to be out here robbing these stores, looting and boosting and doing whatever. But guess what? When you get wrapped up, you're not going to be prepared for that. Trust me, some of y'all are not prepared for that war like you think you are. And I'm speaking to you young men and women out there. Y'all think that thieving, just because you see people doing it, you think you could just do it. Guess what? That's going to lead to dire consequences. You either going to be in jail or somebody just, they going to do what they going to necessarily have to do. Again, it's just some things for a fact shouldn't be done, and it's time for y'all to get it together. Again, if you got people that is coming right behind you, and if they see you out here doing all sorts of, buffoonery and foolery, this is what they're going to end up doing too. And some of y'all young, I'm sorry, some of you youngins, especially the ones who are in the music, y'all don't understand that you have youngins you got people younger than you that are listening to you. You are supposed to set a prime example of something. Not supposed to just be giving them the example of doing drugs and, you know, robbing and killing and just even dissing people that are dead. Because again, these young kids start repeating the words that you're repeating. You got to be a better influence. You have some of y'all that are running down that road of stupidity because you got younger brothers and sisters that you are supposed to be basically teaching. You supposed to be showing them right. You supposed to be showing them how to get themselves right. They're seeing you out here, you running around here with your pants halfway off your butts and see you out here, doing certain things that you know you shouldn't really be doing. This is what they're gonna follow. Again, you could do music, you could, create so many different avenues for yourself and for the people up under you. But again, you gotta show more rapport. You gotta definitely show strength and character. We know not all music is gonna be, peaches and cream and kumbaya-ish, but it's just some music it's just, I don't know, it's just starting to really irk the soul only because again, it seems like y'all are focusing on, you know, making specific songs that you know for a fact it's not beneficial. Nothing beneficial about making a song and you talking about nothing but dead people. I don't care if they was your enemies or not. If my enemy happened to pass away, oh well. My enemy passed away. I'm not going to say nothing foul, nothing bad, nor nothing. I'm not even going to mention it. Why? Because again, you know, it has dire consequences to that. Nexie, what's going on, baby? Word, what's going on, my guy? When you taking these type of chances, um, they don't end up well. They don't. They don't sit well with some people because again, that leaves a foul taste in your mouth. I could make any type of music without having to make a diss track. And even if I made a diss track, I'm not going to talk about somebody that I know can't defend themselves. Just not going to do it. I think that's something that y'all have to take into consideration again. If we don't start breaking these cycles of ignorance and violence and just inciting it, we ain't going to get far. Because again, you're going to have those who want to do music. You're going to have those who want to do different things or go along different avenues, even if it is dealing with music. But you should be able to show them a blueprint on, how to keep themselves in the game or keep themselves, you know, at least up with the times, basically. Wanda, what's going on? I think that's something that's achievable, though. You know, fruits of our labor, it does speak volumes. You got to have substance in your life. You do. And I think that's where some people are lacking. They lack substance. Again, they don't know exactly where they want to go. They just know they want to be something great. And for those who feel like they don't want to live past a certain age, I think that's a problem. I'm chilling, Wanda. I'm chilling. You know me, just chilling. Enjoying another night off. Um, Speaking with the people because I feel is needed right now. Um, oh, I know. Trust me, I know. I can tell how you type, baby. Again, we just gotta see the brighter future. You know, think that's something we need to do. Envision something better so this way the people around us could be better, be greater. No, I'm not trying to knock nobody because I know some people that's the road they want to travel. They want to do music. And again, I'm all for it, but just make sure your music got substance, make sure it definitely has a message, and make sure that it's not getting you killed. When you got some of these people, they making all these specific tracks and they just going in and just the way they going in, it's like, dude, you're not gonna do half of the stuff that you claim you're gonna do. So why are you even promoting it? You know? And if you do it, guess what? You know what the consequences are. You're gonna make a stupid choice and you're gonna be sitting in prison for the rest of your life. Or you're gonna make a stupid decision and you might not even make it. You might not even make it out them streets. It's time to really like step the ball up a little bit. Think that's something that we'll be able to do at some point again. You know, we'll be able to recalibrate and fix specific situations that have been broken. Some of this other stuff we ain't gonna be able to do much. You know, the most we can do is just pray and hope that at some point, it does come to a screeching halt. Again, the lack of integrity, the lack of morals. You have to have morals and integrity, especially even if you're getting in that field of music. Again, your music should have some sort of a message, regardless of what it is. It should have a message. And it should have a strong message the way you don't have to keep inciting or keep, you know, spewing the cycle of violence. Whatever your vision is in life or whatever vision you think you might have, you definitely got to stand on it. You got to see it all the way through and you got to make sure that it works. Again, if you got talents where some people don't, why not be a teacher? Again, you can teach financial classes, you can teach, business classes, you could definitely teach marketing classes. If you know you got skills in any one of those areas, shoot, you can even teach people how to sell real estate, so on and so forth. You got the knowledge and the know how to do it, you can do it. Angela, what's going on, baby? Hope all is well with you. We was talking about you earlier in the club, baby. You missed a good one. You definitely missed a good one. But hope all is well with y'all. Definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna drop the link in a little bit in case anybody want to chime in. I've always felt that if you give somebody a good opportunity or you just show them something that's guiding them in the right light, or you give them something positive that they can hold on to and definitely, keep as knowledge in the tank, do so. Yeah, it was good, Angela. Definitely today interrupted us, but we got over 2 hours, so But again, think about the people that's coming behind you. Some people will get inspired by you. If they see that you took not so much as an easy road, but they see that you took something and you made it work for you. They're gonna wanna inspire to be that way. You know what? I think I seen this one doing this. Maybe this could be something for me, but I'm gonna do it my way. But again, if that's what you want to do, make sure that it's legit, authentic, and you good to go. Go for it, yeah. Oh, snap. I missed it. Hold on. I think I missed something. I think I did. My bad, y'all. Google News went too quick on me. Hold on one second. It's something else. There's a few things that's really crazy right now. Um, do what you love, basically. Again, if you love building and creating, get the building and creating. Another way to just get yourself down the road of prosperity. Again, if you are interested or even like getting into the medical field and in any aspect of the medical field, do so. Serious, what's going on, baby? But you know what the problem is, though? Again, some people, they only focused on the riches instead of worried about the spiritual riches. You are giving somebody hope and even wisdom when you are setting certain blueprints. Hold on one second, y'all. What the hell just happened? Okay, apparently the link is about to say the link wasn't getting dropped. My bad. I had a problem trying to drop the link. My bad. But I think that's something we can't overlook. We should want to definitely see better and be better. I think that's where we lack right now. We lack courage, we lack strength, and we definitely lack determination. But I think we could restore that. You got to be determined on something in life. How do you expect again to make any type of beneficial changes in life if you're not willing to get out and put in the work? Again, you're gonna have to find something that's beneficial for you. One thing to remember again is that guess what? Your blessings ain't everybody's blessings, and vice versa. We have to be able to accept failure, accept losses, but also turn that tide around and, you know, sh- show stronger lessons, stronger options on how to build. And I feel again, technology is that wave right now. So some of y'all really should be trying to buckle down, gain your knowledge where you can gain it and see if this is going to be the route for you, and then you make it work for you. You could probably create a new job market as far as the internet if you stick to the plan. Divine, what's going on, my guy? There's ways to make yourself better without having to tear somebody down again. You got to see what it is, though. Some of y'all good with doing, you're good with power tools. Again, get into construction or even get into street work. That's the one thing. You know, every so often you gotta rebuild, basically. So why not build? If you good like that, you know, get into street work, demolition work. See, here's the thing. Some people think a 9 to 5 is it's not cool or that it's unhip. But guess what? In some instances, that's where you have to start a 9 to 5. If you want to build and be greater, you have to start somewhere again. Opportunities don't just always fall in your hands free. When they do, there usually comes something behind that. So don't forget about that part. You gotta want it. You gotta want to be greater. You gotta be starving for that. And then some people that show it every day, they show that they're starving. They're thirsty not just for knowledge, but thirsty for greatness. We have to remind the people who are coming behind us that they could achieve greater things as well too, if they put in the work and just stick to the script. You know, the mission is simple. Be greater, be wiser, and be stronger. Those key elements right there, you can be able to do anything. Some of y'all want to get to a road to prosperity. Y'all should definitely try to put your monies into a community pot and then figure out plans from there. Some of y'all want to own businesses, whether it's foods and stuff like that. Get into the knowledge. See what works for you. See if this is beneficial. See if that's something that you really want to do. Don't just step into a field of play if you know you're not sure of it. I think that's where some people get it messed up too. They think they want to jump into something because they think this is something easy, or they think that it's something that's going to give them a quick fix or a quick come up. But that's not always the case. You're going to have to put in that time and that dedication. But that's the main thing, motivation. And even the simplest motivations like going to work, paying bills, being responsible, doing things along those natures. That even inspires people. That people that told me, yo, so I respect you, son. You go to work, you do what you do. You ain't really into much of nothing. And even when you're into something, you always having fun. Yeah, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. You here not just to be working all day, but you are supposed to have a decent amount of fun as well too. But you have to find something that works for you. Some people feel that they're good with comedy, prime example. And if that's the alleyway that you're thinking about going down, whether you want to make yourself a well-known name or not, if that's what you're willing to do, you're gonna have to put in time and dedication, and you got to be able to write. That's the one thing. Specific fields like that, you're gonna have to be creative in writing. You want to do comedy, you got to be creative with your writing because you got to write the material, especially you are going out there to perform in front of people. You want to write movie scripts, you want to write show scripts, or even novels along that nature. Shoot, even poetry books, children's books, whatever you think you're good at, especially if it's creative writing, create. Never know how far you'll go. Didi, what's going on, baby? No doubt wanted to appreciate you, baby. Wait a minute, what happened to your other page? Before you leave about there and Wanda, what happened to your other page, baby? I could have swore I just seen a live from you 2 days ago. Better not have got no strike, baby. Letitia, what's going on, baby? Again, you got to invest in yourselves and invest in the future. When you investing in yourself, you definitely are changing the tides. And that should be something that you think about. Do you want to live in the rut forever, or do you want to figure out which way is going to make you prosperous in life? I think that's something that should be asked. Again, love the process that you're building, especially if it's something that's positive and it's definitely giving you good vibes. See, that's what we got to start doing. We got to start trusting uh, better judgment, and we have to make sure that no matter what road we decide to choose, as long as we're not outside of the realms of society, it's good. You got good people. For example, you got good people who like to work with trucks. Again, if you good with mechanics, that's a key element and that's a key tool for you to get into a lucrative field. Just think about it. All these vehicles need mechanics, top notch mechanics on top of that. And the more business, the more you market, the more you actually get those good results from the people. You'll start growing more. People start referring you more. Like, you know what? Yo, if you need your car fixed, you need this fixed, you need your truck fixed, yo, go ahead. Willis, what's going on, my guy? There's nothing wrong with getting your hands dirty if you like doing physical work. Phil, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Not
Hey,
much, man. Showing up.
yeah, I just wanted to kind of. tip off, like, man, like we need to like find a way where we can like teach people um like what we know. Like a lot of us come from different fields and different backgrounds. Like as a community, like we could all teach each other the basics, you know. And I think that would definitely help everybody out, man. Like you know, like I went to college for supply chain management. I only did 2 years, so I only have associate's degree. But I also know that I know a little bit about music. I know a little bit about like art, like the arts and stuff. I know a little bit about. I know so much, and I could share that information with people to help them bring them up if they're lacking that information.
Facts. Tanya, what's going on, baby?
Yeah, like I really I wish there was a way that people could like interact with each other. I don't know if it would include an app or something like where you could ask somebody or get somebody as a mentor or like ask advice or you know because I think that would be freaking awesome, man. I'm not big on. I don't know how to write, you know, programs and do apps and stuff, but I think that would be an awesome thing. You know, like people wouldn't have to go to college necessarily. I mean, there's such a demand for people that halfway know what they're doing. And when you get into that position, they can teach you the rest of the way, you know?
Yeah. Letitia just said something and she just hit something on the nail. Um, they do got life coach apps. Um, but see, that's the thing too. That's why I was saying earlier. I was trying to basically say it too, like for those who, man, listen. Right now, the internet is probably going to be some of your main building. So and that's the best way to get it out there. A lot of times too. You got specific apps for that, and then the apps that you don't have, or the apps that don't cover some of the things you want to cover. Again, you can create your own app. Create your own space to where you
Yeah.
tuned in with the people, and you can get everything moving. If you need help on certain things, even if it's the simplest things, it can happen.
Yeah, for sure. And like me, I mean, I have a little bit of life experience and a lot of shit. Like I you know, I do a little bit of comedy. I do music. I've been in the business world. Like you know, if somebody hits me up, I'm gonna tell them what you know. I'm gonna give them good advice. I mean, and you know, I'm not saying that I'm gonna be that I'm the best mentor in the world, but I can give advice and steer them in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some of the stuff you have to kind of learn on your own, but unless you're going to go to college, and college doesn't even teach you exactly. I mean, you need hands on, like as far as like working on cars. I've done it for 22 years, you know. So, like the hands on knowledge that I know from working on cars, you would never learn that in college or any school ever. Like, because they're just going to teach you out of a book. And I've seen some crazy stuff. Like, They're not going to teach you that some guy, vandalized his own car because he started cutting wires and trying to fix it himself. They're not going to teach you that, you know? And so I think that, and they keep talking about like how AI is going to replace all of our jobs. And like, there are certain sectors where AI can't even touch. I mean, if someone, starts cutting their own wires and doing that to their own car, AI isn't going to be able to fix that. I mean, maybe 100 years from now, but not now. I think that, you know, if everybody could come together and like share their strengths and like their interests, that everybody could come together and like help each other out, I think, we can all succeed. I'm convinced of that.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It just it's gonna happen at some point. People are going to come together because again, you know, some of these markets are about to not say they about to fully go into extinction, but some of the fields of play in them markets, they definitely gonna go into extinction because again, you got the AI technology taking over. Like I was saying with the rap music too, I heard a whole rap song. It wasn't even the damn rapper himself, and he was mad about that shit himself too. Like that's not me, but it definitely sounded
Yeah,
like something I would have said. But I'm just like,
yeah,
wow, But then I just realized something recently. Like prime example, I was watching one of these shorts earlier, and it was coming to find out it was another rap song. It wasn't no diss song, but it was another rap song. Come to find out it was AI. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not an official song. Like, nope, that's an AI song. I'm like,
yeah. Well, that's part of the reason why they have the writers' strike in Hollywood right now, because
yeah,
they're fighting over the AI being able to write better scripts than they can, easier, and it's free. So people are fighting over that. And that's gonna spill over to other sectors very soon.
yeah. Marlene, what's going on, baby? Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You gotta, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, you know, you gotta be mindful and careful because again, you don't know what's gonna happen in the next 10 years, but you will at least try to say we made certain markets happen. We made free markets. We did this. We did that. So at
Yeah,
least this way, even when some of these other fields of play come to some sort of extinction, we can still be prepared and we can still be financially straight.
yeah,
That's what's
yeah,
going to be
yeah,
needed. Right
yeah. And they can never take human creativity away, no matter how much AI they use. But they're using it as a threat to, undermine the people, that are doing this, and that's what they love. And I think in the short term, the people are going to prevail in this. But I mean, Elon Musk warned us that AI was going to do this, and you know, we need to be careful with AI, man. Like it's gonna brainwash us. It it's gonna be um, whatever dad wants us. The greatest power dad wants us to hear, Big Brother, and that's going to be the information that we see on movies and on TV. I mean, that kind of is, but when they have AI, it's going to be ultimate. It's not going to be you know somebody envisioned this or thought of this. It's just gonna be a computer that does this. And I think there's some things that AI can be beneficial to humans, but on the other hand, you shouldn't be spilling into our creative. You shouldn't be competing with people's creative aspects. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that we know for a fact. It's not. But hey, like I said, when you got people that are not trying to really, get into different markets or not even that, because again, no creative or no creativity should be stifled at all. And part of it, part
Exactly.
of that writer strike is not just so much as just AI. It's also because look at it, these companies ain't trying to let you create. They're not trying to let you. Prime example, I was just watching that. Like I said, I was watching the spinoff from Sons of Anarchy. I just watched that Mayans MC. Well, I've been watching it. I watched the last final. I didn't watch the whole final season because I was busy putting out content and doing whatever. I sat down and watched it and really realized that they rushed damn near everything within those 10 episodes. And I just looked
Yeah.
at it. I said, and in my opinion, the way the show ended, it was kind of like you rushed it and it was poor writing. But then again, I felt like they was reaching that way because again, you got Kirk Sutter who's a part of that situation. And again, when you got people like him that they write and they create and they putting out their passion into it and they trying to make things authentic, you were messing it up by just trying to tell them, oh well, listen, we feel you should X this out. We feel you shouldn't put this in there. No, if I'm creating something, if I'm bringing something so people could actually visualize and
Yeah.
get captured, no, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
hear that. I got to go back to the
Yeah.
drawing board. No,
Yeah. 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 They shouldn't be censoring like creativity, and they do. Um, that's a fact that they do create censorship on what people write and stuff. And I mean that actually, that stabs a hole in the heart of what they meant. Like, man, like and like this is the reason why a lot of people are going independent with music and with movies nowadays, because they don't want to be told that you have to say this or that or remove this or that. They want their art to be shown. It's an art.
facts.
So you when you write when you write, it's an art, and they don't want that to be stepped on. And when you're stepping on it, now some people will sell out for some money for their idea, but you know, I'm going to say it's a majority of the people that don't want to do this. And that's why so many people are going independent nowadays. But I think if they're going to meddle with AI, they should stay out of the art set aspect of it, because art is supposed to be human art. It's not supposed to be computer art, like, and computers aren't supposed to be creating art. Um, the humans do it as part of their culture, as part of their community, as part of their feeling, their emotions. Computers don't have emotions. They really need to stand down off of this, and that's the main reason why a lot of these writers in Hollywood right now, they're striking, because they're like, Hollywood's like, oh well, we'll just replace you with AI, and you'll just be like, guys going to the grocery store and have to scan your own shit, and that isn't cool, man. Like, there has to be limits on some of this stuff.
And you know what? The reason why there ain't no limits to certain things right now is again, people are not really the ones that are standing. You know, they only are. They still are being outnumbered. You know, because again, you know, they going by the majority rule basically. And my thing, all in all, is you know, there's certain things. Again, you're right. There's certain things that AI is not going to be able to replace. You know, but you know, this is how they trying to envision it, and this is how they trying to see it. You know, they're trying to make it to
Yeah.
where there's going to be less markets for people to really be delved into. And now you got to, you know, either put something into motion or you just got to sit back and watch everything else fall into line. And you shouldn't even have to do that. You know, that's why I said there's nothing wrong with getting into
Yeah.
specific trade because it's needed right now.
It's like me. I work on cars for a living, but you know, there's no robot or machine that's going to replace my way of making money. You know, working on cars because like there's so many different dynamics and the things like people messing with their own stuff, trying to fix it themselves, which I don't blame them because the cost of things are just crazy. But on the other hand, you know, like you see all these. I mean, you go to the grocery store, and they're starting to do this in gas stations where I live, like where you have to check your own stuff out at gas stations now, and it's like, you know, I mean, they're making it tough, but you know, I think that if you know you have heart for what you do and you love what you do, you know, there's people that you can talk to that have been doing it for a while and they can help you. And that's what I want to do. Like not only do I want to keep doing what I do, like comedy and music and like I work on cars and like this and that, like and I went to school for business. Like if anybody has questions on that, I'm willing to help. You know, I'm willing to give, you know, some information that might be beneficial to you. Like I will do it for free. I am not asked for nothing. I just want to do it as a good human being, you know.
Facts, I hear you on that, bro. Y'all already know
Yeah.
if y'all just tune in, hit the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, you
And
know,
I think a lot of people like if they have experience in things, they should help out, you know, the community, you know, and help out people that are willing. I mean, there's a certain point where you can only help them so far, and they might need to pursue education, or they might need to, you know, find another mentor or another person to ask, you know. But gathering information is critical to achieving your dreams, especially if you don't know exactly what you're getting yourself into,
nah, big facts on it. You know, that's why I was saying talks like this is helpful because you know, again, you have people who are coming from different fields of play, and some people are going to have something that's beneficial to the world. And that's why I'm saying when you do this, you know, even when you're doing stuff like this is beneficial. This is helpful for some. So, you know, that's the one thing they're not going to
yeah,
be able to do to the degree is get rid of human creativity because we always going to be able to create something.
yeah, like, and human creativity, evolves over time. AI is not going to be able to keep up with the evolution of what people think. I mean, they might be able to try to predict it, but people are unpredictable. I mean, have you ever seen anybody that like freaking like snapped? I mean, I mean, how's AI gonna predict that? Like there's a lot of aspects that AI is not capable of. Yeah, it has its usefulness, but they're trying to push it really hard right now, and I understand that too because of inflation and the way everything costs, and so they're trying to replace people because in most businesses, people is the biggest expense in a business, because they have to pay the wages. But it here's the other thing: when you go to a store and you don't have a human experience with somebody there, I mean, does that really want you? Do you really want to come back there? I mean, having a human experience with somebody at a store that you relate to makes you want to come back to that store. I don't know. I think though that this AI thing is going to get out of hand, and Elon Musk, he warned about this was going to happen at least 2 or 3 years ago, and I think they're ramping it up, and it's going to take a bunch of jobs. We're going to have to learn trades that people have to know how to do with their hands that machines can't do. I mean, to survive. But if there's something that you love, I feel like the human experience, like it's going to outshine any AI that there is. I mean, you could do a Tupac song with AI right now, and have a new artist come out, and they will, they'll be in the top 5 Billboard charts, because people know that it's real. They feel the emotion, like the same thing with like a book. Like you can't have AI write you a book. Like there's emotion in a book, and I feel like that's what they're trying to go to, but it's not going to happen. And this is what the writers are striking about. I mean, this is one of the many reasons. They're also wanting royalties. They're wanting royalties and stuff that the movie producers don't want to give to writers, which they deserve. I mean, they're the ones that wrote the movie, so why not give them royalties?
Yeah, bro. Hold on 1 second. Christy, what's going on, baby? Definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. Oh yeah, and definitely prayers the red shirt James. Um,
James,
I don't know. I hope
hey,
he got out the hospital. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's just some things you're not going to be able to replace in life, no matter how hard you try. But I do believe that part of what Letitia's saying is true. A lot of people going to start going more into the fields that they didn't think they was going to go into, because again, some of these other fields of play at the end, they will be getting replaced at some point. Or they going to really cut it down to where, listen, there's only going to be a certain amount of people working, and then the rest of that shit is going to be computer or AI technology doing the work. Or God forbid, there could be a telemarketer, and it's coming from that. A telemarketer that's coming from an AI. You never know. This is something that they was preparing for. This is things that they was going to try to implement. You know what? It's not that it's too late to stop certain things from, going for the worst. But even still, some things, look, some things, to be honest with you, it even if it does deplete one field of play, there's still gonna be multiple fields because again, some people need to get more invested, not just with internet technology, but just things of that nature. Get back to them fields too. Like we need more doctors and lawyers, and we need more people who are going to be beneficial.
Yeah. That's facts. And look, even if your job gets replaced, there's other positions that you can take. And on top of that, like say there's something that you really want to do. Like I said, you can still outshine AI. Like it's in its infancy. Like you can get in there and into your position and get it. Don't let your dream get crushed by it. Because AI is in its infancy and it's not perfected and it sucks in some perfection, like or in some level in certain industries, but it's starting to outshine humans in others. I mean, I heard that Kroger. I don't know if you have Kroger there in New York, but like I heard that
I think we
Kroger
do.
was. I heard that Kroger, which is one of the biggest um, food grocers in the United States, they're gonna they're gonna get rid of all baggers and all checkout counters, and they're just gonna go all self checkout. And I was like, how's that fair to the consumer? Like you're gonna have to check yourself out and walk out, and then they're gonna also implement the same thing that Amazon was doing with Whole Foods, where you can put your card on file with them and you can just fill up your cart and push it out the door, and they will be able to scan every single item that you have as you go out the door and charge you for it. And I'm like how is that fair to the consumer, man? Like we have to do the work for our stuff with no discount. I mean, if I'm gonna check myself out, shouldn't I deserve a discount because I'm doing the work? I don't know. I might be wrong, but that's the way I feel as a consumer. It's like you know you're making me do the work, and I still have to pay these crazy prices.
Yeah, I mean, but this is the thing though. Again, this is going to be some things that it's not going to be able to. Some things ain't going to be able to withstand anything, and then you're going to have those who, again, you just got to think. Oh shoot, I did something stupid. My bad, y'all. I did something stupid. My bad, baby.
But you know, AI, they're gonna implement AI so that like when you fill up your cart, you can just straight push it out to your car, like not even scan anything, and they're gonna know what you took. Like, I mean, what the heck, man? I mean, that takes away the people that do inventory, that takes away the people that bag your groceries, that takes away the people that checks out your groceries, and even takes out the stupid machines where you have to check out yourself. Like they're just gonna like mainstream it, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like to me, I'm old school. So like I mean, I'm not that old school, but I feel like, dang man, you're just gonna push a card out the door and they're gonna nail your card that you have on file.
Yep. That's how you gonna try to do it. telling you,
I
there's
mean,
gonna be a lot
I
of
mean,
there's gonna be
but I guess
there's gonna be a
like
lot of different changes, bro.
Amazon Whole Foods has been doing this, and they've already laid out the technology. So like Kroger and like a lot of other like giant grocery stores, they're wanting to implement this because they don't have to pay people to bag your stuff or scan it. That's a lot of free labor. I mean, labor is the biggest expense in any business. You know.
Nah, it's a whole fact. Um,
I
that's
mean,
what I'm
they.
saying. You gotta create. Listen, there's a way to get around certain things, and again, the people would have to literally sit at a table and put things into motion. We can make things happen, and I get where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Some of these businesses they will do it. I believe we do got a Kroger's, but I think that's somewhere in Long Island. We don't got one nowhere in the five boroughs. Some of the spots that we know some of you states got, we got it, but we don't got it in the city. We got it like Long Island. Those is like deep portions of Long Island. So
Yeah.
I think there's a Kroger's. I gotta look it up again. I think there's a Kroger's in that
Yeah.
damn mall in Long Island. So but
Yeah.
it's the crazy part. It's not just Kroger. There's a few other spots they're gonna start doing that. They're gonna start eliminating certain positions out of jobs because they feel either the AIs or whatever is gonna be able to do it. Then again, who the hell really want to do self checkout? I tried
Yeah.
it. I don't like it. I see what it is, but I don't like it.
Yeah. It's more of a high school like kid's job, but you know what's going to happen. What happens if they have I don't know social disruption and people just run into the store and start grabbing stuff and they realize they got charged for everything because it was on their card. That ain't gonna fly. That's gonna bite them, like.
Yeah, because you know what's funny though, um, the self checkout is bad only because you got people like I watched the prank that almost went wrong. And that's why I was saying some things is not gonna be good. Like the reason why I
Yeah.
say self checkout won't be good is because you got people that try to throw stuff on your stuff. Like I just watched the
Yeah.
prank that went wrong earlier. The guy went and I think he put two waters on somebody else while they was checking out their stuff, and it almost got
Yeah.
beat up. And like
Yeah.
people are not playing. That's going to be the problem right there too, because you're gonna have people doing stuff
Yeah.
like that, and that's going
Yeah.
to cause a disruption right there.
Yeah. I watch my stuff when I scan it, and I also watch it because the way Kroger's is set up is on one side of where you do your self checkout, they have actual aisles that you can walk through, and they'll have people scan your stuff. And I watch them because when you're bagging your stuff, you're spinning it towards them, and I'm like, I'm watching for an a-hole to freaking grab shit out of my bag that's already been paid for. You know, I'm watching that because I mean, people, they don't act like people anymore, man. Like people have lost what humanity is. Like the social construct has fallen apart. Like I seen in New York where that Twitch streamer, he was giving out PS5s and they freaking raided his shit, took all of his stuff, and then they started looting everything around. And I was like, what is going on? Like, can people not like act like people? I mean, why do you have to act like wild animals? We're not wild animals. Like we have a society.
Yeah, like I said, this is the problem right here. Um, See, like this is like a lot of times that be a distraction too sometimes, but it do go to show you some people really be that thirst out for something, especially you sitting there going crazy over something. And 9 out of 10, you might not even keep it longer than a year because some people end up selling their damn systems. If they don't do that, they usually just end up, they don't play them. That's just like
Yeah.
the equivalent of you buying clothes or going crazy for clothes, and then you barely even wearing some of the things that you bought. It's just sitting there collecting dust.
It's like people were looking for an opportunity to just act a fool, and that's not what we do as a society. We act in an organized manner and we have, certain common courtesies. I mean, you can't just, they straight up raided his stuff. Like the dude was a Twitch streamer. He was handing out PS5s. They raided his shit, stole his shit, and then they started looting all the businesses around him. And that's not how people need to be acting, man. Like, you know, you should be grateful if you're lucky one to get that. And you should, I mean, I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm like, I'm like speechless. That is ridiculous. But the city of New York allowed it to happen, and I'm deeply disturbed that they allowed that. And I
Well,
heard something similar happened in Chicago, and the Chicago mayor said, "Well, unfortunately, some people got arrested." I'm like, "Unfortunately, they're stepping out of bounds as what society's general rules should be. I mean, people should act with dignity and respect. I mean, when you go in there and like just start looting stuff and acting a fool, you shouldn't get nothing, man. And yes, you should get arrested, but they want to stand down, and this is why society is crumbling, because they don't want to pursue it. I don't know why.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Um, yeah, people should have some sense of decency and humanity, but we're gonna have those who don't and those who don't care. For those who do care, like I said, it's one thing when you go into a giveaway, but that's almost like, bro, listen, that can happen anywhere, bro. It's not just New York or Chicago. That can happen anywhere. Look here, you've
Yeah,
had protests that went wrong, and then it went from regular protests to people looting. So,
yeah,
again, you know, you got those people who are just they're gonna throw themselves out there because, again, for some people, it's a moment to say, yeah, I did this, or yeah, we was out here when this happened. But then you got
it's
other ones that, again, that's just how they want to do it. Any type of given opportunity they gonna get to do something along those lines, they gonna do it.
yeah, it's an opportunist thing, but I think that their parents should have taught them way better than that. I mean, that's where the society breakdown is. Like, parents aren't teaching their kids what's right and what's wrong, and the government, in the public schools, they're not teaching people what's right and wrong. Like, there's no difference between right and wrong anymore. Like, they just, let people just, and some of these big cities just let them do it, because it it's a political thing, and that shouldn't be, as far as society's concerned. It should never be a political thing. Like right and wrong, you know what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, you know. Um, but I think that this stuff has been blurred to the point, and a lot of the youth is being confused because they're not being taught what's right and wrong. You know, there's a lot of single parent homes and stuff, and their parents have to work, of course, to support, and then there's nobody to teach them, so they just run amok, and then I just wished I could like figure out a solution for it all, but I can't. The problem is way bigger than I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, there's a multitude of ways. Because guess what? You got people that are coming from good parent homes on both angles, and guess what? Sometimes they just not aware of what's going on, and sometimes you're not expecting your kids. Look at, I had my boy had a rude awakening one day because he's one of those. He's not just stern. He's lenient as well when he needs it. Now he never let his kids go out and do something. Well, he let his kids go out, and he thought they was going to just you know go out with their friends, have a good time, and nothing was going to go basically wrong. And he was wrong. He got a rude awakening because it wasn't his son that wilded out; it was his daughter. Out of all people, daughter was the one that wilded out, just doing way too much, and she wasn't even drunk. It was just she was just. It's like she was so hyped to be somewhere, and it was like, damn, me, I'm gonna jump on the stage, So it was like, oh, you doing too much. Like, you doing too much.
yeah,
The brother was just like, yo, like, damn well you wasn't gonna do that if dad was here or anybody else was here. So why you doing that now? Like,
yeah. He's wild now. I mean, kids will do that. I mean, when I was younger, I did that too. I mean, but but you know, there's a point where you need to come to a realization with reality, and but the thing is, like, they're like, you watch news and stuff and everything, there's no realization with reality, and younger folks see this. I mean, they do, and they want to be wild out, and I understand that. I was wild out too, and I think though the older folks like can like grab some of these people and like put them under their wing, man, like, cuz like they have so much promise and like so much talent and so much. I think that we can do something as a community, like, to do something, but it seems like when you watch the news and stuff, they're just like trying to break everything down.
yeah, but see, in the long run, shit, in the long run, my bad, y'all. I thought I almost lost my cell phone tower for a minute. I gotta move away from this spot. Too much metal on metal. No, but see, that's the thing, though. Listen, we all had our little. Shut up!
I'm outside, that's why I'm blacked out, because it's dark.
Nah, you good. I was saying in certain instances right there, yeah, we had our little wild fun to some degree, but there was just some things we knew we wasn't going to do. And we
Yeah,
knew we couldn't be a
yeah,
part of it because we knew at the long run we was going to have to face those consequences. But then nowadays, when you got certain things that's going on right now, you basically telling somebody that they can't discipline their child, and you basically trying to give rule to the kid. This is what's happening right now. You're basically trying. You're reversing the roles of order. And again, you have to teach them something better. You have to teach them that no matter where you at, you gotta present yourself a certain way. And even if you're gonna have your fun, don't do something that's gonna be costly or get you in some trouble.
Facts. Like man, um, you know, if well, man, I'm trying to figure out a way to word this because nowadays, like man, like if society says it's all right, but you know it's morally wrong, why, why, why are the kids still doing this? And this is always been, I mean, they're trying to figure out what they can and can't get away with. I understand that part of it because I was there and I was a rebellious youngin. But like we have to all be. I think that like if the kiddos, like the young kids, man, were more productive, like trying to perform like they want to do something, they're going to be more successful in life. Like that's my real feeling on that. Like if are, man, it's hard to explain, but it's hard to find the words. But I think that like if a youngin was guided by the right people, they could be way more successful than a lot of their counterparts, the older folks, because they'll have all that knowledge and they would be able to thrive in whatever they wanted to go into because they would have that knowledge, you know?
No, that's what I'm saying. It does start. It does start with good beginnings. It does also start with just, because again, it's more like a community outreach, basically. Because again, the parents are only going to be able to do so much. I'm talking about those who are actually doing the right type of parenting. There's only so much they can do. The community
Yeah.
has to get back to a point where it's like, I we got to be able to be more responsible. When the kids are doing certain things wrong, we got to hold them accountable regardless. That's the only way they're going to learn, certain things and learn, okay, we can't do this or we can't do this
Yeah.
unless we know what these actions are going to lead to.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you a story about when I was in high school. I got paddled by the principal multiple times. You know, that doesn't happen nowadays. They would consider that assault. It's like, you know what? I got paddled by a principal. I took it as a young man. I understood that I did something wrong, and I moved on from it. I didn't hold a grudge against the principal. I didn't do nothing, like I understood that I did something that was not right, you know. But nowadays, if you were to paddle a kid in school, that principal would go to jail, probably, more than likely. And, the kid wouldn't learn nothing. He'd just feel like, oh, I was assaulted. But no, you're being disciplined. Discipline in this country has, when I was a kid, I got the belt. You know, I'm 42, but so I'm call me a boomer if you youngins want to, but I got the belt, like when messed up, man, like I paid for it and I learned. And that's why I'm respectful of my parents. You don't see respect for kids' parents nowadays. Like they don't have respect for their parents. Like and I think that's why nowadays they just act out. Like they have no consequence for their actions. And especially with legal system now in some areas, not all areas, because some areas like my area, I caught a charge. It could be that I'm a honky or whatever, but like I caught a charge, and but look, the thing is, like, society as a whole needs to learn to accept discipline on the youngins, because the youngins are going to go buck wild like you see in all these big cities if you don't, you know, stress, hey, there's going to be consequence, and they don't feel like there's a consequence, so they just go wild, and society as a whole is going to crumble. You can't have a working society where law and order doesn't exist. I mean, I'm sorry, and the thing is, they want to defund police. Yes, I understand some cops are bad, and I know one of them, but because he effed me. But I do know that there is good cops. There is good cops, and they're trying to do the best they can. But when they defund these cities, law and order goes out the window, society crumbles, and it turns into a complete, like, vacuum, where people just all of a sudden feel like they can just, like, loot stores, and that's not cool, man. Like, that's not how society's supposed to work. These people work their lives to build up these stores. These are small business owners, and they work their lives to build up these businesses, and then you just rob them for everything they have. Yes, they might have insurance, but you know what? It might be cool for one hit, but guess what? Their insurance is going to drop them. And then guess what? They can't get insurance on their business. And then you rob them again. And I mean, you're hurting your community, because guess what? You're not going to be able to buy those goods or services from that community again, and they're going to be forced to leave. The same thing happened in Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana was ghetto as hell. Every major brand left that city, and people, I would hear about people that had to leave, like they would have to drive like 45 minutes to an hour to go to a movie theater or to a grocery store, because everything closed down because they got tired of getting robbed. You can't sustain a functional society by doing this. I mean, you can't.
Oh, baby. See you popped up in here. My bad, y'all. See you popped up in here. Listen, man. Like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm not gonna tell you this from the best possible way that I can tell you. There's gonna be situations that's always gonna occur like that. Why? Because again, um, It's not just the kids that's wild, you still got some adults that's wild. Again, you got adults moving like kids. If a kid is watching your ass steal something out of a damn store, what you think they gonna do behind it? So again,
Yeah.
there has to be accountability on all angles, even when it comes down to the youth. When you see them doing certain things, you have to address them. You definitely have to put that in check. Again, it is more than just parents; it is a community outreach. And if everybody is on the same accord in this, and just trying to keep things right, some of these situations won't happen. And then you got to look at it too. Some of these places that are getting robbed, they mostly getting robbed because guess what? They done implemented a law now to where they done implemented a law now to where how you doing? They implemented a law basically telling them that if they come in here and they start stealing, just let them steal. So some of that is their fault too, bro. You got to look at
Yeah.
that part too. Some of that is their
Yeah.
fault because there's no way you gonna tell me that if I
Yeah.
see somebody stealing, even if I got security in my store, you gonna tell me just let them be. Nah, they changed a lot of different laws. So again, there's certain things that this is why we getting what we getting now. TJ, what's going on? You shadow
That,
hustle?
that's facts. Like in San Francisco, for a fact, they have adults that are going in there and just looting this stuff because they're like, you know what? The prosecutor isn't going to prosecute me because it's under a certain dollar amount. Like, man, like is wrong. Stealing is wrong, and we need to be better than that as a people. Like we really do. Um, I mean, y'all like, man, like, dude, society can't function. Like these businesses are going to go out of business, and we're going to have nothing. Like everybody's going to have nothing. We're going to be in a desert wasteland of just a bunch of houses, like no businesses that we can go to, and then you're gonna have to spend $5 a gallon gas to get to someplace an hour away to get stuff. Like we have to be better than this. Like,
Yeah, but see, look, some of the situations right now that's gonna happen, that's not gonna be nobody fault but the people. Because again, you know, we gotta start getting it together. Again, it, all that looting and stealing, and guess what? Even if it's not to a grand stage, guess what? You still setting yourself up for the kill. Because again, is some of these items really worth you doing some jail time or possibly getting yourselves hurt? Because you're gonna have some businesses that guess what? They're still gonna do what they're gonna do because they're not gonna let their business go into ruins because people are just doing what they're doing. And this is why we are getting some of the issues that we getting at. You know, like
I mean,
again, I sat there and bugged out with that one because how are you going to try to tell the people that, oh, if they come in here and if they grab whatever, just let them go? No. So you setting yourself up for failure again. It's not just the people that's
yeah,
doing the stupidness; it's the people that's setting them laws right now.
yeah, 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 and like it's mostly like the big businesses that are just trying to go woke or whatever you want to call it. But like the mom and pop shops, man, they're not the ones to be hitting because they're going to protect their livelihood. Like you're taking food out of their mouth when you come for them, and you see some of the instances on like social media and stuff where like these small little shops, they get hit and they beat the shit out of somebody or they shoot somebody. But like the Nike stores and like the Louis Vuitton stores, like They ain't shooting nobody, and so they're just egging it on, like there's no consequence. Like I'm not advocating for people to like kill people, but if you're being violent and you're threatening somebody's life, yes, you have the right to defend yourself. But these stores, they just stand down, and just let themselves get robbed. And you know what that does? That costs everybody else that wants to shop at the store, because they have to raise their prices and make it more expensive. I mean, it's a full cycle. Like this stuff is going to cost more money for everybody. Like if you didn't think you could afford like going to some of these stores before, just wait until they get robbed, and then they're going to raise their prices. um but I understand what you're saying, Nate. Like, you know the policies that they have in place, and the local government, where they're not going to prosecute these people. Like, that's a problem too. I mean, you need to have you need to have consequences for doing something stupid. Like, if you don't have consequences, then
Right.
people are going to just do what they're going to act like wild animals. And we can't have that as a society. As a society, we need to be civil, and we need to follow some kind of guideline. Everybody needs to follow a guideline of how you know a civil person is going to act, and we need to do that. But right now, there's no leadership. There's no leadership. That's probably the key right there, leadership. Because in all of these cities and all of these towns, um, also in our federal government, there's no leadership. They see a guy that falls downstairs and falls off his bike, and we're being laughed at by the world. And yes, I'm not affiliated with any political side, because I don't vote. Because I have my own reasons why I don't vote. But you know I think that society as a whole has a huge problem right now. And right now, we can't even discipline our kids. We can't discipline our kids. I have kids, and I can't discipline them. You know why? Because their feelings might get hurt. Or, if I physically, do it, guess what? I'm going to go to jail. Like, I don't know what the solution is, but right now, the societal, situation is that, things are out of control. I mean, you can see it on the news all the time.
Yeah, but again, this is the thing. Again, those policies that are getting put into place. Hey, like I said, when the people don't stand
It's
on certain
facts.
things, when they don't stand on certain things, this is what you're gonna get. Um,
Yep.
but as far as leadership, um,
Yeah.
I would even say
But
even bringing back leadership to the community. You got to start bringing back shit like leadership programs. Different
yeah.
things of that nature that show not just leadership, but it also shows strength. Encouragement. and you could build something. That's what I'm saying. There's certain things that the reason why we getting what we're getting. It's a mixture of everything, and it's also we losing too many resources that we don't get specific, you know, just specific environments. We didn't have a million scammers like we got now. Right now, it's easy to scam than it is to try to. For them, it's easier to scam than it is to get up and try to get you a job. So
Yeah,
until we put those things back in place, and if we really get it together, like this is what we're gonna face. But again, you got some adults that don't want to, stand up.
there
It's
is
not that you
fact.
can't discipline your kids. It's the choice of how you discipline your kids. Now, if you going back to the old school way, not even so much as just a paddle. You going back to the old school way, I catch me a belt. You beating them on their behind like you supposed to, there should be no issues. Because that is the old school way of doing it. Now, if you whooping your kids like they somebody in the streets, now that's when it becomes a problem. And the only reason
Yeah,
why I believe they getting as crazy is because look at certain situations that also took place. The kids that did get ignored, that was really coming from terrible backgrounds, look what happened. They done lost their lives, or they done got severely hurt. And come on. And the ones that did survive, look, now somebody else is raising them. So
yeah,
again, you gotta be mindful of all these different scenarios.
yeah.
My bad, I hear this wind in the background. That's me, baby. I had to walk this
That
phone baby tonight. It
shit
look like
making moves. He's making moves.
well, he better make
Yeah.
his move because I'm ready to go back upstairs. I don't need him doing nothing in my house.
Yeah, bro. I just want to come up here and kind of share some of my ideas. I mean, I don't know that everybody agrees with everything that I had to say, but like I think though, like as a community, we should come together. We should share information with people that are wanting to learn, and you know, I really, I mean, I don't know what to do about some of the bigger social things, because a lot of it is in politics. And if I was to say or do anything that I felt, my ass to be in jail. I mean, but it's a political thing. But I think though, like we can anybody that wants to learn, you know, certain things, we can help as a community. Like I know some about business, I know some about music, I know some about movies, I know some about other topics. If you want, I've been in almost every trade. I've done drywall, I've done painting, I've done construction, I've done framing, like I've worked on cars. Like, so if anybody in the community needs some tips, like to help them, move up, or to help them succeed in or to start a business, doing any of these things, I can help you. um I'm more than willing to help. But I think that, like, as a community, we should share knowledge amongst each other, and help each other thrive, because I think, it'll help the community for one, but two, it'll help us as individuals too.
Nah, but see, this is a different type of community again. So there's always going to be different knowledge that's going to be spitting in one way or another. Mel, what's going on, baby? I see you with me, baby. No, but that's what I'm saying. This is why these talks is always going down because everybody is bringing something different to the table, something beneficial or useful. And even those
Yeah.
who do come across it, again, it is giving a blueprint and a tool for those who do come across this in the future, even well after the
Yeah.
fact when we go. Again,
Yeah.
this is why these messages are needed, and I'm not going to stop from doing that. I mean, again, you know, that's a form of going down the road of prosperity. You are being prosperous, and you're giving prosperity to those who need it. Because again, knowledge is always going to be the most important thing needed, and that's going to be your tool and your success. You
Yes.
can't be out in the world if you don't even know how to. You can't be out in the world, or you can't make yourself successful in the world if you don't even know how to do the simplest thing. So again, you got to get down to the basics, like start teaching them, not just reading and writing, but teaching them the things, the fundamentals that's needed, and start something.
Yeah. I'm more than willing to help out anybody that needs, the knowledge, just hit me up. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off here, Nate. But I appreciate you, buddy. I love your show, and once again, like, if anybody needs knowledge or help or mentor in any of those things, I mean, I can help you to a certain point, but you have to want it. Like, just just getting knowledge isn't gonna, you know, get you where you want to go. You have to put in the footwork.
That's you know, but again, you can't put in no footwork if you don't have no knowledge. I can't say I want to build a building if I don't even know how to damn draw. I can't say I want to look. I want to be an architect, but I don't even know how to protract or do none of that other
Right.
stuff. You gotta get
Right.
right with it though.
Right. Like I don't know anything about technology really. Like I feel like out of 1800s, man, when it comes to computers.
You know. Nah, but like I said, you ain't never too old to learn something good anyway, man. That's what I'm saying. You're never too old to learn something, and you're never too young to learn something either. You're learning
Yep.
every day until the day you close your eyes for good. But you should want to learn, but also put in the right type of footwork. That's it.
Yep.
Just get into the fields that you know is going to work for you. And if you feel you can get into more than one field, definitely do so.
There's a lot of fields I'd like to learn, but I'm just looking for the avenues. I'm looking to gain knowledge too. So I'm looking to share knowledge, and I'm looking to gain knowledge. So I'm willing to do it for free. I'm looking to help people out for free. I'm not trying to charge. I'm not trying, do none of this scammy like, oh, I'm gonna do a some class for $100 or whatever. Man, if you ask me, I'll tell you straight up. And I'll tell you what I know, and that's how it should be. I feel like, anyways.
No, I mean, listen. I mean, that's the main thing. The main goal a lot of times for the people, at least those who are on that field, is just you know putting in the work and doing what's necessary. I mean, like I said, it's nothing wrong with teaching. There's nothing wrong with helping somebody build or grow and just inspiring them to even be great. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you got some people that think that that's a whack avenue, but at some point they're gonna realize it because again, we can't overlook certain things. If you think your easy come up is gonna be a specific job, if that AI technology take over, you gonna have to think about something else. So again,
Yep.
you got people that's gonna always be able to give you something and bring you some sort of knowledge. And when you
Yep.
get that knowledge, you gotta apply it definitely. You can't just sit on it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's facts. All right, buddy. I'll see you later.
No doubt, bro. Appreciate you. You always more than welcome to pop in, bro. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
And have a good night, Angela. Appreciate you for tuning in too, baby. Shout outs to Philip Blunt slash Stupid Comedy. Um, Definitely appreciate y'all all for tuning in. Um, just basic good conversation tonight too. You know, but we do got to put in the necessary footwork. We definitely got to just start seeing something better and something grander. Not gonna hold you all night neither. Um, it was a good talk. Again, you should think. You know, what's better, prosperity or stupidity? Again, your thinking process should take you far. It shouldn't take you but so far neither. Don't go well out your element just because you feel that's something you have to do to gain something. No. You just do what works for you, stay in your own lane, you follow your own pace and your dictation, and you keep it doing it from there. But I do believe there are more options out in the world, especially for those coming behind us. And those options will be definitely greater than we think. But we got to put those things into work. Um, and I believe it will happen. You know. But it definitely was a good talk and a conversation. The link is pinned in case somebody else want to pop in. But if not, I ain't gonna hold y'all all night. I feel like this is a good conversation. Again, that's a question that some of y'all should be asking yourselves. Do I choose a road of prosperity or stupidity? If you want to make stupid decisions in life, even when you got good decisions and you got good opportunities that's in front of you, man, you're gonna have to travel that road alone because you might have some good people that ain't gonna travel that same road you travel. So, again, we got to start getting right. We all got to come together and really, put our ideas to the table. And you're always gonna have people that pop in, whether they pop in every night or not, whether they in the chat every day or not. When they are, they're gonna be spitting some real stuff. So, this was definitely a beneficial conversation for the night. And again, that's something y'all should ask. Prosperity or stupidity. When you moving stupidly, you're not gonna be able to calculate and move and even benefit the way you're supposed to. You do it prosperously by gaining the knowledge, putting in the footwork, and then reciprocating it back to the ones behind you. You're doing the good work. So, something for y'all to think about tonight. I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. And if y'all was just coming in, y'all can always catch this replay. And again, shout outs to Phil for popping in on the panel. I know you're gonna catch that morning site. We're gonna definitely be in here. Um, Hopefully somebody did get something out of this. The one thing I can tell you, I try to do something that's good from the spirit, good from the heart, and just something that we need right now. Good talk, good balance, and get back to what we can get back to. Critical thinking at its best. And I definitely see good evolution happening at some points. So we just gotta take some critical steps. Continue to build prosperously and not live so stupidly. Um, but it also starts with the people too. Y'all got to start holding people accountable for things that they need to be held accountable for. Bring back that strong basis of family, community, and just unity. We'll be all right. Definitely appreciate y'all. We'll be back for the site in the morning. And I also appreciate everybody that tuned in for the music portion. We definitely rocked out. You little shadow baby. Appreciate you for that super sticker. Hold on, we got you right now. Hold on. We got you again.
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
Definitely appreciate you that. Like I said, we'll definitely be back in the morning. It was something else I was looking at, but there's so much going on in my Google News right now. Um, Again, and I wanted to implement this real quick too. For those who are dealing with certain jobs and it could be specifically dangerous, um, still make sure your life preservation, make sure that you are on point. Um, Again, for those who might not have caught the live this morning, apparently, God lost his life. Died from a freak accident. On top of that, he died from a whole bunch of those cheese wheels. Basically, I think it fell off of a truck, crushed his body. Um, I know some of y'all like certain jobs, and sometimes some of these jobs could be a little risky, and it might not necessarily be your fault when certain things happen, but still try to, you know, be aware and be mindful of what's going on, and definitely follow your instincts. A lot of times, when you follow your instincts, it'll definitely save your life. We'll definitely be back in the morning. Um, Definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in again. You know, prayers and healing prayers to those who need it. Prayers to those we lost throughout the year. And just want to wish health and prosperity for everybody in 2023 and beyond. I know, Mo, you good, baby. Don't worry, baby. And I appreciate everybody. You know, and it really is love reciprocated all around the board. You know, and this is what we're going to continue to do. So y'all definitely enjoy yourselves. I'll see y'all in the morning. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance tonight, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I'm gonna do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. And I'll try to see. Hopefully tomorrow I'll give y'all some more music tomorrow. I might have to dig back in them crates again like I did today, baby. Um, we'll definitely chop it up in the morning. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I think Word is going live tonight, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll definitely see y'all in these streets. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out here. Peace and blessings.